If you haven't seen the first video, my art school uses Inktober as an illustration exam with a few more rules we have to follow. We have to create one character for the entire challenge based on the anatomy of someone else's design. We only participate every 2 days, and the whole 16 illustrations we create have to fit into a storyline we've written for our character. In the last video, Little Virus escaped from the grip of the antiviruses to jump from one computer to another. She was busy stealing data and making a mess everywhere, until the new prompt of Inktober dropped, Remote. I chose to interpret it as a controller, so I thought a human hand on a PC mouse could intervene to stop our little virus. I hope the mouse is recognizable enough. I tried a few different perspectives for this drawing, but it kept looking unclear, so I chose a fairly simple composition. After the first line art was done, I tried hatching the exterior of the screen, but I changed my mind and just filled it up with black. I try not to overdo the hatching because it can quickly make everything look messy. I'm not that good at it. And I want this series of illustrations to be mostly in flat colors. That's why I try harder on the line weight. It's really what gives the character its uniqueness and visibility, plus it covers my shaky lines. Though I'm not a big fan of how I did it this time. Maybe it's because I didn't ink anything for a few days after the first video, but I think I messed it up with the eyes. It's meh. But in the end, it's good enough, so I'll let it go. Sorry again for the camera shaking. I don't understand why it's balancing like that. It doesn't seem to move at all while I'm filming, and I'm being really cautious not to hit it or anything. It's disappointing. I really wanted to show you the process, but if it makes you sick, just skip to the end. I wouldn't blame you. The next prompt is Rome. Little Virus just got thrown into the trash can with the other unwanted software, and is now floating around the emptiness of space. Until she notices a breach, a possible escape for her. I really enjoyed doing this one. The composition is pretty simple, but this perspective, man, chef kiss. I got to draw plenty of glitch effects around her and a truly worried expression on her face. She's basically in hell. It's hopeless until she finds that exit. Did someone put it out for her? Maybe you'll find out at the end of the video. Then I take care of the line weight, and I can afford to make it heavy because all the background will be filled in black. At that moment, she's being swallowed by darkness and slowly disintegrated. Once I'm done with the second line art, I get on coloring and... oh boy, I don't know who suffered the most, my pen or my lungs, as I was sniffing alcohol vapors for over an hour. I got out of my room for a minute at some point, and when I got back inside, I realized how strong the smell was getting, so I opened the window. No, I couldn't do it earlier because it's already winter in Belgium. It's raining all the time, it's so cold, so I had to make a choice. Staying warm or breathing proper air. That being said, I think the pen is holding up pretty good. I could hear him cry for mercy on the second illustration, and look at it still fighting. 7 drawings into Inktober. God, I'm almost halfway done. The brush tip is dead, but the smaller one is still usable, so I'll force it to make it till the end. You can see I started using a few tricks to make the coloring more precise, like coloring the small angles with the liner first, rather than going in like a bulldozer with the tip of the alcohol marker. See, we're learning with this exam. Don't be a brute and it looks cleaner. Anyway, prompt number 8, Grungy. Little Virus escapes from her prison and spills all the darkness from the trash can into the computer of the human. She's hungrier than ever for data and adventures, so I drew her pretty... demonic. I told you she'd be roughed up by the story at some point, so she's quite glitched here and there. I feel like this illustration would make a good cover for the whole series. I would have to find her a name though. Famous viruses all have a name. Maybe I'll reveal it for the last prompt if I come up with anything good. If you have any ideas, you can put it in the comments. And you know what? For the last video, I'll tell you which one of the drawings I find the best and which one is the worst. And I'll tell you why. That could be interesting. And everyone likes to be a little judgmental once in a while, so might as well do it with my own drawings. I'll be ruthless. I'm finishing the liquids she's spilling out everywhere while trying to make it look a little shiny. And we're getting on the prompt drive. As our protagonist is driven toward bigger sources of information, the online drives of the computer. I knew this one wouldn't be easy to draw physically speaking because it's long curves to not mess up right in the middle of the drawings. You can see me turning my sketchbook upside down, pausing to calculate my next move and wrist inclination. It's a lot, but I think I made it out alright. It's funny, in this video I believe there's the biggest zoom in and zoom out of the character. She now comes in every sizes. You can see the trash can destroyed right behind her, still spilling liquid everywhere. I attempted to draw the folders she stole from, but I found it distracting from the main subject. Plus, it would have been a lot of straight lines when I wanted the drawing to be dynamic, and I put a lot of effort into the curves, so I expect them to take up most of the attention. Then second line art to make it pop. At this point, my fingers are starting to smudge some lines, so please don't pay attention to the spots on the white parts. It mostly disappears once I photograph and edit it out anyway. My best friend told me the art style reminded him of Midnight Gospel. I watched the first episode to see what it was talking about, and I found it so good. It's so insightful and fun. I'm the kind of person to listen to pretty much any topic of discussion while drawing, so the podcast format was really appealing to me, and the animation is amazing. It reminds me of Bee and Puppycat. And I don't know about the original voice acting, but the French one is dope. As always, I might add. So yeah, it was a great compliment from him. Thanks. Moving on to drawing number 10, Uncharted. The Lara Croft reference was tempting, but I think I'll leave this one for my classmates. Little Virus is stopping by a system no one has ever visited before. It's very clean and minimalistic, so she's intrigued. I drew her almost intimidated by the size and space of the screen, again playing with perspective to exaggerate the feeling. And also maybe because our professors advised us to do so and I'm a good student. So she decides to take a look inside and sees the first other individual of the series just hanging around. The prompt is camp, by the way, so that's why he's established here at the moment. She can't really tell what he's doing. She assumes he's a fellow virus trying to get inside the computer. I think it's a bit funny that he's surrounded by food but doesn't have a mouth. It's kind of an act he's putting out for her. And he looks so dumb with his little bitty computer on his lap with his iron claws. The only difficulty here was his round head, that I didn't execute it well, to be honest, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's not like he's the main subject of the drawing. But he was fun to draw anyway. I'm glad she found a friend. Or did she? At least he probably freed her from the trash can. Yeah, because in my universe you just have to click delete on a virus to protect your data. How fantastic is it? And easy it would be if it was all you had to do. I'm drawing his backpack, could be a reference to the first prompt of the list when I think about it, and then I work on the line weight again so that I can correct my mistakes, which doesn't really work this time because it doesn't make it look that much better. I know I could use some kind of brush to achieve this look on the first try, but it only enhances how shaky the lines can be. I put more trust in regular pens. It's not even that I'm nervous or caffeinated, but I just can't help it. I have shaky hands. If you're interested, I was listening to one specific song on repeat for the whole time, and I'm talking hours on end, because I found it pretty accurate to the story. It's the Little Nightmare 2 fan song by GTA Music. If you don't know it, I highly recommend you check it out because it's amazing and I'm obsessed with it. Then the last hatching and coloring of the video, and we're done with 11 drawings out of 16. Can't wait to show you everything together, plus the turnaround and model sheets, but it's reserved for the last video. I'd like to post it on October the 31st, but I can't say for sure. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed the video and the illustrations, and I wish you good luck on your Inktober journey.